Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Bike taxi operator killed in Westmoreland gun attack. A bike taxi operator was shot and killed, and another injured, on Pullet Lane, Petersfield in Westmoreland on Thursday night. The deceased has been identified as 25-year-old Rico Torrington of Stewbury in Petersfield in the parish. Reports from the police are that about 9 p.m., Rico and the other man were traveling on a motorcycle when, upon reaching a section of the roadway, they were pounced upon by unknown assailants who opened gunfire at them. Rico sustained gunshot wounds to the upper body and the other man was shot in the shoulder. Both men were taken to hospital, where Rico was pronounced dead and the other man admitted in stable condition. Rico is the second person to be killed in the parish in hours. On Thursday, residents stumbled upon the body of 33-year-old Dwayne Williams, otherwise called Monkey Man, of Pullet Lane in the community. According to the police, Williams was last seen about 10:15 p.m. on Wednesday night. Reports from the police are that the body had multiple stab and chop wounds to the upper body. The now deceased was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Double murder in St. Elizabeth, house fire bombed. 2 men were shot dead and a house fire bomb in Goshen, St. Elizabeth early Friday morning. The identities of the men have not yet been released. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police, Acting Superintendent Clerk Minto, in confirming the incident, said detectives were at the scene as well as the Major Investigations Division made. Preliminary reports are that earlier, about 1 a.m., residents heard loud explosions and saw smoke coming from a house. The police were called, and the bodies of the 2 men were found with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. They were subsequently pronounced dead. Statistics from the police showed that up to December 2nd, St. Elizabeth recorded a reduce in murder, with 29 people being killed since the start of the year, when compared to 38 for the corresponding period last year. Cabby arrested on outstanding warrants after visiting police station to make report. A 28-year-old taxi operator who visited the Negril police station in Westmoreland to make a report on Wednesday, December 6, was detained by police after it was discovered that he was on the station warrants list. According to Deputy Superintendent of Police DSP Mitchell, the man identified as Damon Simpson of Whitehall, Negril in the parish, have over 20 outstanding warrants. A taxi operator visited the Negril police station on Wednesday, December 6 to make a report. However, while making that report, an officer who was quite familiar with the station's warrant list discovered that the same person was on the warrant list with several outstanding warrants, DSP Mitchell stated. The officer made checks on the warrant list and realized that T. Simpson had 28 outstanding warrants, all of which were executed on him. Further checks revealed that he had 53 outstanding warrants in Hanover and an additional 6 in St. James. On Thursday, December 7, he was taken to the Westmoreland Parish Court where he pleaded guilty and was fined $130,000. According to DSP Mitchell, the other outstanding warrants will be executed on Simpson in respective parishes where he is slated to face the courts. Tense exchange at coroner's inquest into death of businessman Jason Neal. There was a tense exchange on Thursday at the coroner's inquest into the death of Mandeville businessman Jason Neal, 33, following questions by King's Counsel K.D. Knight, who is representing Neal's father. It was reported that the businessman committed suicide. Knight had questions for Neal's widow as to whether she saw Jason Neal's gun, whether she went to his burial, and why she hadn't followed an ambulance carrying him to the hospital. Neal's widow hissed her teeth during questioning by Knight. Jason Neal was found shot in the bathroom of his home in the upscale community of Ingleside on Julie Drive. Police reports are that about 7 a.m., his then-pregnant wife heard an explosion, and when she went to investigate, Neal was allegedly seen on the floor with his live firearm beside him. He was pronounced dead at hospital. Knight, in questioning the widow, sought to find out if she attended his burial, but she was not allowed to answer as the presiding judge, Coroner Monique Harrison, disallowed. Harrison said the question should relate to how, when and where Jason Neal came to his death. Knight expressed his displeasure with the coroner's decision to disallow him from asking about whether the widow was at the graveside, calling it tantamount obstruction. This is an inquiry into which the juries will be asked to determine whether the manner of death was homicide, suicide, accidental, or cannot be determined, Knight stated. A protective shield cannot be put on up by anyone in the inquest, he added. The judge requested witnesses and the jurors to leave the courtroom several times due to concerns raised by Knight. On Thursday, Knight and Ashley, both representing Neil's father Bonnie Neil, questioned Neil's widow and her relative. Attorney Christopher Honeywell, who is representing Neil's widow, didn't ask any question in court but accused Knight of flowing speculations. Both witnesses claimed that there was a breakdown in the relationship between Bonnie Neil and his son Jason. The widow told the coroner court that Jason Neil for the last 2 weeks before his death was not himself generally. She said he was quieter, coming home earlier, more reserved, and sleeping a lot. She said he had reassured her that everything was all right when she asked about his well-being. She said everything was perfectly fine up until November 15. The second witness told the court that the house in Ingleside belonged to the parents of Neil's widow. The coroner's inquest is to continue on March 7. Jason Neil, a proprietor of the second-generation family-owned business, Neil's Auto Service, located on Ward Avenue in Mandeville, was interned at the family's plot in Donners Hill, St. Elizabeth. SOEs declared in 5 parishes, St. Andrew South. States of public emergency SOEs are now in effect across 5 parishes, and a police division in the corporate area, the Office of the Prime Minister announced on Friday. The parishes are St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Catherine, and Clarendon, while the St. Andrew South Police Division is also under the emergency measure. Acting on advice and recommendations of the Police Commissioner and the Chief of Defence Staff, Governor General Sir Patrick Allen declared the SOEs in these areas due to high criminal activities, the statement read. The Security Chief advised that over the period of January 1 to December 5, 2023, the St. Andrew South Police Division produced the second highest number of murders across all police divisions, with a total of 113. Meanwhile, the St. Catherine North Police Division produced the 4th highest number of murders among all police divisions at 109 murders. The Clarendon and St. Catherine South Police Divisions recorded the 5th and 6th highest number of murders for the period with 194 murders respectively. The Clarendon Police Division also had the 4th highest increase in murders at 10% when compared to the equivalent period in 2022. For the western parishes, St. James continued to have the highest number of murders across all police divisions, with a total of 173 murders. Additionally, Westmoreland took the 3rd highest number of murders with 110. Finally, Hanover had 67 murders for the same period and was the police division with the highest increase in murders of 52.3% when compared with the same period in 2022. In terms of homicide in relation to population, homicide per 100,000 population, St. James, Westmoreland, and Hanover have reflected 103.3, 93.4, and 60.7 murders per 100,000 respectively at the end of 2022, the release added. It also went on to say that since the start of 2023, murders per 100,000 inhabitants of St. James, Westmoreland, and Hanover stood at 90.2, 73.4, and 92.4 respectively. This is significantly higher than the regional average rate of 15.1 per 100,000, with the world average rate at 6.1 per 100,000, the release stated. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and